Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Horler and I'm here with Anish Kapoor of AccessPay. Thank you for joining me.
No, thanks for asking me on.
What would you identify as the biggest tech and business trends impacting corporates right now?
Okay, that's a great question. We spend a lot of time talking to corporates and we hear kind of a lot of the same issues coming back from them. Really, one of the big ones is they're under a lot of pressure to do more with less. Budgets are tight, they can't hire more people, and yet they're under pressure to do more and more things from the business. So they're looking to automate as much as possible. And in order to do that, the second big issue then is integration of their back-end systems with their banking providers. At the moment, the systems tend to not be integrated. There's a lot of manual process in the middle. The more they can integrate, then the more they can take advantage of automation and free up people's time. Another big thing that we hear about is transparency of fees and pricing. So organisations want to know how much they're being charged, and ideally they'd like to know in advance before they get charged, so they can kind of manage the cost. And typically it's quite an opaque market for kind of the pricing of banking services. And the final item that we hear a lot about actually is help and advice around liquidity management, cash management, how to make the most of the free cash flow that they've got, how to I suppose manage their engagements with their suppliers and vendors and all that sort of stuff. So kind of a combination of all of those things is what we're hearing from the corporates that we're talking to.
So how should corporates be tackling these changes?
Well, it's kind of a very interesting. It's a very interesting time for them because all of the issues that I talked about are kind of at the confluence of sort of traditional banking and I suppose financial messaging and IT and kind of treasury and cash management. So all these three things are sort of coming together, and typically within a corporate, what we're seeing is that the individuals that are responsible for looking after all of this are sort of finance directors or financial controllers or finance managers. They're not treasury specialists, they're not IT specialists, they're not financial messaging specialists. So what they're looking for is if you like a one-stop shop that can help them sort of bring all these disparate bits together and help them solve a problem. So increasingly we find they're looking for sort of integration partners. So someone who can help them navigate all those different areas and help them to kind of figure out how they can map, technology, what their banking provider can give to them, and what they as a business need, kind of all together and plug all the bits together.
What challenges and opportunities do these trends create? And what types of solutions could banks look to help them?
So, we think these changes create just huge opportunities for banks in the market. So you can imagine corporates are wanting, more help and advice from their banking partners, and that allows the banking partners to sell them additional services. So, a prime example would be, corporate wants to automate the reconciliation process, and to do that they need richer XML messaging from their bank. Again, service a bank can charge for. Another piece is that we're seeing corporates that want more help around how they are managing their cash and their cash flow, and again a number of additional services that the bank could sell on to the corporate customer there. The challenge, I suppose, that the banks face in this is kind of how to scalably deliver, those kind of services to their very large customer bases. They have this great trusted relationship, right? They have this great, brand that they have with their customer, and we hear a lot. There's a lot of talk about PSD2 and open APIs, and really what we're seeing is providing APIs to the customer is not the answer. The customer, the consumer at the corporate side typically is going to be like I said, financial director or financial manager. They're not an IT person. So what they're looking for is somebody to help them kind of pull together all these disparate strands of, well, actually, technically you could do it like this. From a banking perspective, I can offer you this. And from a business perspective, this is what I'm trying to achieve. And so those corporates are looking for somebody to help them pull all those different pieces together and just give them a solution. And so I think where we'd see the challenge for the bank is to find a way to deliver that to their end customers. And they're either going to do that themselves, or they're going to do it by working with third-party providers who focus just on that.
Anish, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.